Yeah, welcome. We'll go ahead and get started. This is the June 17th, 2026 Community and Technical College Running Start Series. Meeting. We have it on the books to go from 9 to 11. We do have a little bit of a lighter agenda today, so we will kind of see how things go. We may end a little early, depending on Q&A, and we're going to have the practitioner connect, but I'll get to that in just a second. First things first, housekeeping. We are recording, as always, that main session, the presentation portion only, so we will not be recording when the Q&A portions happen during the meetings. Use the chat for questions and include the slide or topic context just so we know what you're referring to. And then questions may be answered during the presentation or during designated Q&A times. And then if you would like to send us a private message, just make sure that your message does begin with private, and then we can go ahead and follow up with you directly if you have something. You could always email us as well. Happy to help support. And then, as always, we will share out the slide deck and materials from the presentation out on the listserv, the Running Start listserv, and the college and high school listserv afterwards. So you will get a copy of all the stuff we will go over today. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so introductions. My name is Stephanie Wall. I'm a policy associate in student services and K-12 alignment here at SBCTC. It's great to see everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and popcorn it over to Kristen.
Good morning, everybody. I am Kristen Jowie. I'm the Program Administrator of Student Services in K through 12 Alignment, and I will send it on over to Brandon.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brandon Reed. I'm the Director of CTC Link Student Financials, and with me today is Spencer.
Yep. Spencer Egbert, Senior Analyst, Student Financials Team here at the State Board. I think Tim, I see you pop up.
Good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Okay. Tim McLean, I am the Dual Credit Program Supervisor at OSPI. Happy to be here as always.
Thank you, everyone. What a stellar group joining us for presentation and Q&A. And then again, thank you, everyone, for always joining us during these series, these sessions. It really makes all the difference, and we hope that you get a lot out of these monthly sessions that we put on. So thank you, everybody, presenters, and for you all for being here today. All right, next slide. Okay, so we have a little bit of a lighter agenda today, and that is intentional. We know it is graduation season, and everyone is very busy at the colleges. So we wanted to make best use of everyone's time. So we have some updates. We will turn it over to Brandon and Spencer in a minute for some student financials updates. And then we'll have a couple dual credit updates, but we're really trying to make today about opportunity to ask questions. Tim's here. I'm here. Brandon Spencer here. And then also we're going to do what we've been doing the last several months of a practitioner connect. So really opening up the room so you all can connect with one another and support one another. So that's really what we have on the agenda. We don't have any presentations scheduled for today. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of that. So, all right, next slide. Okay, we're going to go ahead and turn it on over to Brandon Spencer. Thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you very much for having us as always, and we look forward to next year. And for any other questions between now and the next year's RS series, this year Spencer worked on updating our custom page with the homeschool student checkbox. And so really pleased with how that project went and the fact that it's live and in action right now. And Spencer just had a few updates with regards to that data point.
Yeah, so there's nothing super new here on this slide. So we're kind of just reviewing what has happened. So just kind of reviewing and kind of explaining some stuff. So all the big queries that are used for Running Start, they're kind of listed there. The new checkbox field for homeschool should have been added to them. So now when you dump that data, you'll now see homeschool as a part of the data set that you're getting, right? It's not limited to these. We wrote local reports here because if you want to include this field in any of your local queries, your query writers have the ability to do it, right? It's out there, it's available for them to utilize and dump on any local reports as well. It's not just exclusive to these, but since these are global ones, this is the ones that we've added it to. Along with that, big request, we kind of did it in two steps here. The first one was getting the field on the page. Second one was actually getting it to roll with the running start high school data on the configuration page. We did it. Some of you might have noticed we ran into some issues when that went live. That should all be resolved. I think we got it done within the week. We fixed the error that was coming with the data roll process. So if you were experiencing that, and I'm sure people have done it since, but if you haven't, because you ran into an issue, it should be fixed. So everything should roll as before, plus that high or homeschool checkbox now should roll from term to term to term with that student as it was in the previous term. Um, Quick little updates there, but things that may have popped up or you might have heard through the grapevine. We do have the checkbox available, fully integrated now into the roll process as well. So you don't have to go in and do it term by term by term. This should just keep going. The last little piece here, um, we've been getting quite a few requests for the SRSL low income waiver to be just changed configuration wise as local college policy dictates it should be. Oh, getting a little feedback from Adriana. Oh, thank you, whoever. Awesome. So we've gained some requests to change how the waiver functions in the system, right? It really, at this point, hasn't been standardized or globalized. So colleges can decide what this waiver waives, right? Some colleges, for example, waive for their low income students anything that is above that student's maximum. So that'd be tuition and their mandatory fees and their course and class fees. Some colleges only choose to waive their mandatory fees. Some colleges only waive the tuition, or they have this combination. There's many combinations. It's not standardized. We've been getting more and more requests, which made us as the Student Financials Running Start team collaborating, kind of talk about some sort of standardization for this waiver. As the SF team, we're kind of doing that with all of our waivers. This one popped up as one of the ones that, kind of fit the bill for standardizing. As the language out there is all RCWs and all waivers and money stuff, right? It's not the most clear. It's interpreted so many different ways. So we're going to be working on standardizing it. And in the meantime, and I'm going to pass it off to you here, Stephanie, right? But in the meantime, we're going to kind of hold off if you already have some tickets in. I know we have a few colleges with tickets in requesting changes to the Running Start waiver. We're going to put a pause onto that because there might be some bigger changes coming to standardize the way it's done and apply that configuration to everyone in the system.
Thank you, Spencer. Great job explaining all the details. Appreciate that. So yes, we are asking, and we hope to put out a more formal statement pretty quick here, for just a pause on those customizations for SRSL in the system right now. And the reason being, we've talked about this several times in our Running Start series. We've had, so this dates back to what, 2011, when there was a state board resolution about waiver, right? Our SRSL and waiving tuition and fees, right? And so we have realized in the past little bit here that that is interpreted in all different ways across the system. There's no standardization, as Spencer has mentioned, and so we know it's something that we need to look into. And so, what we have planned to happen is the presidents have discussed this. This is on their radar, our college presidents. Um, and at the July meeting, we're hoping that they will give the okay for us to put together a formalized cross-sector, cross-functionality work group, basically to do two things. One, to put together policy guidance when it comes to the SRSL fee waiver in CTC Link, and then also technical guidance. So then colleges will do all of the same when it comes to this because it's an equitability issue for students, right? I think it was our last Running Start session. We were hearing that students are shopping around, right? They're going to one college because they'll waive above max, and maybe not this college here. So, we want to make this equitable, this an equitable system for us throughout our 34 community and technical colleges. And so that is what we would like to do. We just need some time to do that, and we want to make sure it's okay by the presidents and that we're doing it under the presidents. So we're hoping to get the stamp of approval in July, and we'll put out a formal statement about this pause request because Brandon and Spencer, as you all know, are wonderful, and they are such supporters of Running Start. And instead of having all of these requests for customization, we just ask that we can just put a pause on those just for now. We're hoping to have a recommendation put forward by January of 2027. We think that that could probably give us enough time. And again, there will be more a formal statement that comes out about this. It's just we haven't done that quite yet because we wanted to make sure stamp of approval by the presidents first, so everybody's on board. So again, that functional group, cross-functional group would consist of maybe some of you all here, our SF team, myself, some other folks, just to make sure we have everybody in the room to put together that policy guidance so everything's operating the same system wide, and then that CTC link technical guidance. So how things are being waived and what that process looks like. So it's all the same. So as Spencer said, I thought he put that great, just making sure there's that standardization because I think it's important for students, and then we can all be on the same page of how this all works. So so I don't know if Brandon and Spencer had anything in addition to add there. Pause for a second. Okay. Any questions? I saw some thumbs up, so that felt good. Thank goodness. Oh, good. Okay. We thought it was a good idea. We've heard from you all. We've heard from students. So we know it's an issue, and it's something that I think we would like to clean up. Any idea how this might impact textbook programs? That's a really good question, Nell. I think that might be part of the work group that we put together because we want to make sure we have a big picture in mind, right? So we want to bring everybody to the table to have exactly that type of conversation about what is this going to impact, whatever we decide. So I don't have an answer on that just yet, and I know that colleges all kind of operate maybe their textbook programs a little differently, similar but a little bit different. So I don't have an answer on that yet, but I'm hoping that maybe the work group could help give some guidance on that piece as well. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. And then I know we wanted to do a poll. So maybe I think we could probably do that now. Already up there. Thank you, Kristen. So we just wanted to get like a temperature gauge on this. We are asking everybody if it was up to you, would you wave above max or not wave above max? Just trying to get an idea of where folks are at in this room. We also, this is Brandon's idea, a very brilliant idea, so that we can take this information and share this with the presidents as well. Like this is what we got from the Running Start series from you all. So take a minute. Do you think the policy guidance that we put forward in that work group, should we wave above the maximum or not wave above max? Yes, Paulette, go ahead.
So I don't know what the difference is because we already waive everything. So I'm not sure what the maximum is and what isn't the max.
Yeah, so what we meant by that, thank you for asking that clarification question. So on the RSEVF, when it says the max students are eligible to take, and you put that in the student running start screen, if we're waiving above that or not, would you recommend waiving above that, or we don't for SRSL students? We don't waive above max. I appreciate the question or the comments too in the chat. We're definitely taking notes of all of those as well. Okay. All right, couple more seconds here on the poll. Okay. And then, Kristen, do I end the poll? Oh, we're done. Okay, cool. Thank you. Okay. So it looks like wave, we've got 78% of folks in the room said wave and 22% said do not wave. That's very helpful. Thank you very much. Appreciate everybody voting and taking a minute to do that. Okay.
And really
Uh,
quick, of course, all to
yeah,
all
go
the
ahead.
questions.
Hmm.
Generally waive, like getting to the specifics, I see a whole bunch of limiting it or whatnot. That would be discussions further down the line, but just leaning to waive or the other option we were playing around with was just not have it waive at all, right? So yeah, it seems all or nothing with that question, but it would be more obviously in the weeds than that as we go through with the committee there.
Yes, thank you, Spencer, for that clarification. Absolutely. Yes, more discussion, absolutely, in the work group. Okay. All right, we have a few dual credit updates, just general updates for you all. So we wanted to jump right in here. So first things first, so WASAC, the Washington Student Achievement Council, had let us know that there's been a lot of students reaching out to ask about college-bound certificates. And so this was something that I just wanted to make sure to bring up today, because I think it might be one of those things where there was a change in process and then that stuff doesn't necessarily trickle down, right? So, um, uh, college bound no longer WASAC no longer issues certificates for college bound. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody had that information. Because sometimes we have such siloed work and stuff doesn't always get out to everybody, and then documents don't always get updated, and then students are asking for things that don't necessarily exist anymore, right? So, what WASAC can do, and this is coming up because I think some colleges have, as part of their fee waiver process and book loan process, they have like a verification document, right? You all have like a verification. Some colleges have a verification document that, are you FRPL? Like submit your letter. Are you college bound? Submit your certificate. And so we just wanted to bring up that there is no longer a certificate. So it's students tend to kind of get caught right now in the middle of this because they're asking WASAC for certificates and there is no certificate. So we just wanted to bring this up. It's more of like a proof of college bound enrollment. So what WASAC can do is they can email the student just saying that here's proof, it's an email, proof of your college bound enrollment that you qualify for this. So I just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of that, because I know there's some documents out there that might need to be updated for verification purposes. And then so students aren't kind of caught in that middle, right, of like, oh, I need this certificate, and there's no certificate anymore. So I just wanted to make sure to bring that up as something that we had seen lately. Um, so yeah, so that's one point. And then we have a lot of save the dates for you all for 2026, 2027. We wanted to make sure we got this all done for next year before this June meeting. And so huge thanks to Kristen Jowie on our team here for really trying to figure out all of these dates for all of the events that we have planned already for 2026, 2027. And in a second, I'll show you the next slide has all the dates for all these events that we have coming up. So we have a dual credit webinar. We always do our cross agency collaborative dual credit webinar that will include our K-12 partners, higher education folks, our community technical college system folks are 4 years. So that'll be our big kickoff dual credit webinar in the fall, and I'll share that date in just a second here. So we do have that planned. We also have our Running Start series all scheduled for next year. We decided to try something a little bit different this next year, and we're not going to hold them every single month. We're going to do every other month. So it was intentional because we are also very mindful that we have now our Community Technical College Dual Credit Council meetings that are in there too. So we wanted to make sure we weren't overscheduling everyone, number one, and trying to do this in a coordinated way that it can flow nicely, where there's a lot of dual credit offerings, but it doesn't feel repetitive. Or just too much really. So we were trying to be very intentional with this for next year. And then we did one, I know this isn't Running Start, but we did a college in the high school practitioner connect this past spring. And so what we have only really brought that group together twice this past year. So we thought it would be better to hold quarterly college and the high school practitioner connect meetings. So we also have scheduled those out. So there's more of an opportunity there for you folks that also sit in that college and high school space. So we'll share that in just a second. And like I said, the slides will be shared out after our presentation as well. But we wanted to get these all on your calendar as soon as possible because we know that everything gets very booked very quickly. I know you all are very busy already planning your 2026, 2027. So we wanted to make sure that these were out as soon as possible for you all. And then this is just a reminder, NASEP, the national conference is going to be held October 18th through 20th. It's in Cleveland, Ohio this year. It's in person, but there are also virtual sessions. So I know there are budget constraints to consider and travel, but I just wanted to put that out there that that is an event that's coming up quickly this fall, and just wanted to put it on everybody's radar if it's not already. All right, next slide, please. Okay, so the dual credit webinar, collaborative webinar, cross-sector webinar is going to be October 6th, 3 to 5. And again, we're going to share these out. You don't need to jot these down right now. I just wanted to make sure that's the big one, the big kickoff for the fall. We'll go over our FAQ documents, the changes that we've made. That's kind of when we say, hey, this is what we did with these. These are all the additions. So that will happen October 6th. And then our Running Start series will be November, January, March, and May is what we landed on. And you can also see we're intentionally trying to keep that 9 to 11 a.m. time slot. We didn't do that for the dual credit webinar because we wanted to be mindful of our K-12 folks and tried to make it a little bit later on in the day. There's never a good time, right? But we were hoping a little bit later for that particular webinar might be helpful for folks. And then, as always, we will continue to record the Running Start series and that dual credit webinar. So if you can't attend, we'll still have a recording for those. So again, we'll send this out afterwards. All right, next slide. And then the college and the high school connects are going to be October, December, March, and June. And then that's also there's the dual credit webinars up there again at the top. Okay, next slide. And then we've mentioned in this space a couple times, we have our Washington Dual Credit Advisory Group through the College and the High School Alliance Technical Assistance Grant that we got for our state. And it's got some exciting news. We are going to continue on that Washington Dual Credit Advisory Group as the advisory group for dual credit for Washington State. It started out as that technical assistance grant, and it was a 2-year grant, but we are going to continue it on. And so this is just more informational. I know some of you folks do sit on that advisory group, but we have those already scheduled for this next year as well to do kind of that bigger picture vision building, priority building for the state when it comes to dual credit. All right, next slide. And then this is fresh off the press. The Dual Credit Council executive team met, and we have established our dates for this next academic year. We will be sharing this out on the listservs very shortly here. We have the August 18th date has been shared. It's 1 to 5. Woohoo! Thanks, Allie. And then we basically decided on every 2 months. So November, January, March, and May. And so that 9 to 1 is what felt comfortable for folks. And again, we will share this out. This is the first time publicly we are announcing it, which is very exciting. So lots going on, as you all can see. So we're hoping this was a coordinated effort here in terms of scheduling and that this will flow really nicely when it comes to this next academic year for you all. All right, next slide. Okay, we're just going to pause right there and open it up to any kind of Q&A. I know we've got Tim. Thank you, Tim, for being here on the line as well. So any questions you might have for myself, for Tim, we're happy to answer. We really, again, intentionally tried to leave this a little bit less content heavy and just more opportunity to ask questions and connect with your colleagues.